This is my third time seeing this film, Chris. Thank you.
I love this movie more and more every fucking time I watch it.
It's pretty great.
This might be like my 12th time seeing
Kingsley
this.
is amazing.
The plot. If you take the plot as a framework and you put it in 1974, you're gonna get a pot boiler, grindy house gang. But this movie coasts on on great dialogue, unbelievable performances, and to Tad's just the right amount of style.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got crazy editing and camera work, but it's not overdone.
Right.
Good underwater shit too.
Yeah.
Good underwater shit.
God.
It's got one of the scenes I'll never forget that I always think about is, spoiler alert, when Ian McShane is getting fucked in the ass at the frame rate.
Yeah.
Hold on. Is he getting fucked in the ass?
That's a question that came up at our house.
Jared,
I'm not 100% sure about it either.
I'm pretty sure he's getting fucked in the ass, or he's fucking. No, he's definitely getting fucked in the ass.
He's not on top of anybody, but you can't see anybody behind him either. Admittedly, it is a tight close-up.
How can you tell he's not on top of anybody?
It's a pretty tight close-up.
It's the way he's getting pushed. He's getting pushed.
Yeah.
But
he's the bottom.
But he could be the person pushing in that situation.
I don't think so.
It's the way he like.
Anyway, it's the face.
The lighting in the shower or whatever, and the frame rate is just.
I don't
fucking
look forward
magical.
to finding the footage for this thing. I don't looking forward to that at all.
Yes, God, we're gonna need you to prove this point.
Well, I never thought I would say watching Ian McShane get.
Don't say it now.
How many years?
But I was like, wow, that's fucking amazing.
How many years before Deadwood was this? Like 2 or 3?
A 10?
4.
4. Okay.
Yeah. The other thing about this movie that's amazing is Ben Kingsley, who is not a big man, absolutely fucking terrifying in this.
Oh my God!
This is the most terrifying gangster.
No, he was actually. I'm going to argue that
terrifying.
I'm going to argue that he wasn't.
Really?
He's this totally annoying bald-headed guy who goes to Spain and tries to basically scream at what's his Ray Winstone's character for as many days as it takes to get him to get the job. It's actually kind of funny.
No, it is funny.
Scott, hold on. There's this.
It's very funny.
When he first gets to the house.
Yeah.
I was really watching this time. The way he basically places himself, so he is sitting a good foot or more above everybody else's head. Like he's,
but
he's
that's
at the head of the table.
But that's the inferiority complex thing. It's like
No,
he's a little fucking guy.
Can I?
Was funny.
Can I show you the house? I'll have a look when I get up to take a piss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just an annoying little weirdo who's just basically just going to try to scream this guy into making this job
literally
work. And that actually makes it great. I think that's a lot of fun.
But they do dimensionalize him. They prove that he's not just a bully and an asshole, and that's at the airport scene when he's in airport security.
Oh, yeah.
And he has to get out of what he did. And it's so brilliant what he says to the security guy.
Oh, yeah.
That totally flips it so that he's getting an apology. He's like, please don't sue us. We'll apologize. You know?
Well, you're showing.
But Scott.
Yes.
Taking your point in, do you think, though, that they are scared of him?
They're intimidated by him, but he's not like a full enforcer. He's not going to put a gun in anybody's head.
Partly this movie
there to actually convince them not.
This movie sets him up to be intimidating before he ever arrives.
Right.
The way they spend so much time at the dinner table, well, guess who called?
Yeah.
Oh my God! They have to go to bed and think about it. He's going to be there the next day.
Spoiler.
That is all build up to make him more impressive when he does show up.
Spoiler.
The only one who's not
they were
afraid
really
of him is
intimidated
the
by this
woman
guy.
who
Why?
shoots him.
This is why.
Yeah.
Why that gal shoot him to death?
Because they reached their limit. They reached the limit.
They just this
Breaking
guy's
point,
annoying.
yeah.
They just broke after a while.
Because if he's dead, then it's not a problem anymore.
Yes, exactly right. Exactly right.
Because he needed to be shot.
He crosses the line when he physically assaults Gal. Like he crosses
he hits
the line.
He hits him with the glass.
Yeah.
Gal's head's all fucked up. He's bleeding like crazy. As someone who's had a severe head injury like that in the past, I can tell you that bleeds like a motherfucker.
It does.
Yeah.
And
the veins are close to the
wife,
surface.
and his wife, as soon as he's distracted by the Spanish kid with the Mauser, she fucking dips off, grabs the shotgun,
It's the
comes
real
back,
shotgun.
and is just like, nope.
Yeah.
Boom. Exactly.
Yep.
and then
and
and
then
then it's
wait,
a,
and
and
it
then it's a
was
universal,
absolutely justified.
and then it's a universal beatdown. They all kill him together.
Yeah.
Most
Yeah.
Including
And
the
then
one
when-
who was the most milk toasty. What's
I
his
know
name?
it's what's it? It's a murder. It's a well, no. It's murder.
H.
Death on the
H.
Nile. It's Death on the Nile.
H.
No,
Yeah.
no, it's
Right, everybody
Murder on
gets
the
to kill
Orient
him.
Express.
Yeah,
Express.
thank you. Murder on the
Yeah,
Orient Express.
Orient.
Exactly.
Murder on the
Everyone
Express,
just takes a
everyone
stab at him.
stabs him
Yeah.
so that no one's guilty.
It's H.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Or everyone's guilty.
But the thing
Well-
is, he may not have been the most intimidating person in the world because it's Ben Kingsley. He's just kind of like smaller and a little bit frail looking.
Oh no, I think it's
No,
terrifying.
but
in this.
he was
He's
great.
Gandhi.
But
He's
he
Gandhi.
he's Gandhi.
It's
but
Gandhi
he
saying
did the job,
Gandhi.
and I think he was very effective in this.
Yeah.
Gandhi, another movie that gets
But
worse.
he also
when he
showed
dies.
vulnerability
Yeah.
the entire time. He was unsure about himself the entire time.
Also, he was nominated for an Academy Award for this.
No way.
Yeah, but that's okay. Okay, but hold
What do
on.
you mean, no way? Yeah, it's deservedly so.
way.
hold on.
Probably should have won.
The
I have to
the
look at the year
thing-
though.
The thing is that
who else was in
bullies
the
are
attention?
always
2000.
unsure of themselves.
Right.
Like bullying comes from a
Insecurity.
lack of
Yeah.
right, from a lack of self-assurance.
True.
So
Mhm.
obviously he's going to act out in a stronger fashion because he isn't confident in who he is.
That's
like,
right.
His like the thing that Gal does perfectly in this movie is diagnose him. Like, you're not here for me, you're here for her.
Right.
And
Yep.
what's one of the last things he says before he dies? Jackie, I love you.
Jackie, I love you.
Uh-huh.
Like, it's the whole thing with this movie is this guy is the piece of shit that he is because he's a small, scrawny guy who got picked on a lot and then flipped that around into being a bully.
But he
along
made
with the
his
fact-
way.
And it
up the-
obviously works for him because he's just turned up to
and he's
11 that
he's not
it
he's
works.
not he's not on the level Ian McShane is, but he worked his way up pretty fucking high in the mafia to where he calls shots with like the worker, like
does.
the the
Mhm.
worker
But everyone-
guys. Like
but
Ian
everyone-
McShane is clearly the boss, and
No,
he
but
is a
everyone-
badass
but
in this movie
everyone-
too.
Everyone hates him.
yeah,
like
everyone
that.
hates him,
Yeah.
including Ian McShane.
Yeah,
But
Including-
he's effective at what he
He's
does.
trusted at doing his job.
That's why
Right.
McShane is not sad or mad when he's dead.
You know
And
what?
that is a
Well,
great resolution
He's
for
just
this.
pissed that Gal killed him or somebody killed him without permission.
That's it.
Right, pretty much.
You know,
How about that? How about that
I
I
scene
don't
where
think so I disagree. I don't think he's even pissed that he got killed without permission. I think he's pissed that Gal didn't tell
Hell.
him.
he
Or
lied to
didn't
him?
tell
Yes.
him, yeah.
I agree. I agree.
Well,
And how great is that scene where he drops him off at the bus station
Yeah.
and says, "I'm giving you
A
a tenner,
bus stop.
and I need
Yeah.
change from this 20."
I don't have
Right.
change. Okay, nothing then.
So that's the funny thing, you guys. I've seen this like 12 times. I think that's the first time that I actually was like, "Oh, he gave him $10 for the job."
He gave him $10 or 10 pounds.
10
So
pounds,
good.
which is like
That's fucking
$17.
amazing.
Yeah.
Those
Like
earrings are probably
$10.
worth $500,000.
Yeah, but those earrings are worth a lot.
The blue I think the blue box is supposed to imply those are Harry Winston, so those are probably more like $1 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh my god, yeah, the loot they're getting out of there was amazing.
You got to figure anything that's in that safety deposit box.
Well, this-
is
so
gonna be
this
that was
worth
a
it.
movie-
very clever. That was a clever
All
heist.
the
Underwater
uncut
heist. Very
diamonds,
clever.
they're
Yeah.
just dumping all those uncut diamonds.
yeah.
You guys will remember this, but probably Chris even more so. This movie came out at the height of like everyone's trying to imitate Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
this, there was an onslaught of just what Ebert called young men with guns movies. Okay.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
it
and
was-
Jared,
it
I
was-
almost didn't go see this because it looked like another wannabe, and it's
Right,
like,
and that's
boy,
why-
is it not.
right.
No,
That's
this
why I
is
bring it
an
up, John,
old
because
Men with Guns movie.
it is an old man with guns movie, but I bring it up, John, because that's right. This is on another level. It just
Mhm.
happened to come out at that time,
Yeah,
Right.
and it was like I remember
Probably
seeing
how it
this.
got green lighted.
I
Yeah,
remember
maybe.
seeing it amongst all the other shit that was out, and was like, "Oh wow, this
Right.
is not the same thing.
Right,
This is
right.
something."
Yeah.
And this is how Glazer. I mean, Glazer is just
Glazer's just
on another level anyway.
Yeah.
So here he comes out of the gate tackling the crime genre and just turns it on its head, and his eons like leaps and bounds
He-
above everyone else.
Okay, wait.
Oh, he really makes it his own, and there's some surrealistic shit in this
No, it's-
movie.
oh, yeah.
Stop-
It
stop
kind
right
of
there.
hints
John,
at.
Oh,
Yeah,
stop,
right
can we
there.
talk? Can we talk
Yes.
about how? Can we talk about how? And I know technically this movie came out after this, but it deals with time travel, so it still works.
Ah.
Frank from Donnie Darko.
Yes,
really
I was going to say
Yes.
that too, Ted. They came out at the same time, and I was
Yes.
like, I have 2 scary bunny movies that I'm in love with in the year 2000, and they were this and Donnie Darko.
Yeah.
Also, do you think that was like Kingsley in makeup? Or
Yeah.
No, that's an
That's a good
actor
one,
who's
though.
like got an
Yeah.
incredible
Okay,
physique.
can we talk about the
Look at his fucking shoulders,
hold on,
dude.
Hold on. I
He's
want to
too
talk about
tall.
I want to talk about
Yeah.
the boulder for a second.
Yeah.
What
Oh,
the
I love it.
hell
Love it.
is going on with the boulder? What's going on there?
This
What does it
movie is
mean?
so funny, and one of my favorite lines is when he's underwater and he looks up and he goes, "Boulder." Like,
Yes,
But
it's
what
like,
did it,
"Boulder."
well,
Like to
what
his
did it
wife.
mean?
He's
What did it
like-
mean? Was it
You're
someone
right.
pushed-
Like, oh, I would have known.
Like he's like pointing at it.
Hold on. Scott,
Boulder.
Are you asking? I mean, it seems a pretty clumsy metaphor. The boulder is Ben Kingsley.
It's what's coming. It's
Yeah,
what's
it's
coming.
What's coming, yeah.
But someone pushed the boulder on purpose, or just happened?
No,
No,
it
it just
happened.
came down the hill.
No, just
Okay.
like this
All
odd
right.
roll down the hill.
Indiana
It's
Jones.
Spain,
Indiana
Jake.
Jones is happening up at the top of that
Right.
hill.
The
and
Wile E.
Harrison
Coyote.
Ford.
It's a
running.
Wile E.
We
Coyote.
came like 4 feet from
Boulder.
getting crushed to death by this goddamn boulder.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't know. It's very strange.
That killed 40 sheep on the way
As-
down
as
the
a
hill.
metaphor,
And now-
Scott,
and now we
this
get
is
less-
this
And
is
one
also the
bad
first
terrorist.
time. It's also the first time in this gangster movie where it's like this is not going to be the gangster movie you expect.
Yes.
Right.
a random boulder comes down into
Like I used to watch it. I used to be in restaurants just for fun and be like, I'm gonna have the calamari. I think I'm gonna have the calamari. And I'd be like, what chicken thing? What chicken thing? What are you talking about?
And I like the
This is so
way they
fucking
do
hilarious.
a shitty repair job on it.
Yeah.
On the pool.
Yeah, the tile doesn't look right afterwards.
Yeah.
we
No,
can't.
and
do it.
who-
Well, because
who
they had to
among us
bury
has
him
not
underneath it. They
said-
did it
Yeah.
themselves.
That's right. They buried him under the pool. That was the best.
Who
That
among
was
us
so
has not
funny.
said roasting when we're sitting?
Roast. You can fry an egg on my stomach.
Uh-huh.
Dude,
And
it's amazing.
Also, you have to.
I don't
no,
ever sit
no,
in the
no,
sun.
no, no, you fucking cunt.
Oh yeah. The
Yes, Grosvenor. Yes,
the-
Roundtree.
The
Uh,
no. Watching
Chris,
that,
after that first time we saw the film, we went around the house saying that for weeks.
also
No, 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 no.
Yeah.
yes,
watching
yes,
this
yes.
in subtitles is watching the half the screen go no. It's nuts.
You missed the Roundtree.
Yeah.
Grosvenor.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's fucking incredible.
Yeah,
It's good.
I like.
If you ask me if I like this more than the hit, I actually say I like the hit more. I thought that was more of a. I thought it was more narratively pure.
Well,
Mm.
And
Wait,
more
wait,
of a
Scott,
cerebral
Scott, Scott,
movie.
this,
Scott,
They're
this-
very different
hold on.
movies.
Let
Yeah.
me talk. This
Had
film.
you not seen this before?
I have not seen either film before.
Oh my God! How did you miss Sexy Beast?
I think this film surrenders the style much more than the hit. That's the thing.
Yeah.
This film has a lot more style, but this film also has a big sense of humor.
Did you say, Scott? Did you say surrenders to
Yeah,
style?
surrenders the style. You know what I'm
Okay.
talking about, right, John?
I 100% agree
Yeah.
with you.
Okay.
No, I agree with Chris's exactly the right amount of style.
And it's funny. Like, first of all, the title is already disarming and weird and hilarious.
Yeah.
But the title, first of all, it's bright pink, like, you know, in that font.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah,
also
yeah.
over his crotch as he's like
On
stepping
a
over
freeze
his,
frame
It's a freeze frame of his crotch while he's stepping over
with his
like,
junk in his
chaise
swim
lounge.
trunks.
Yeah, and it's
One of
that is
two-
fucking hilarious, dude.
One of 2 freeze frames in this movie, and the other one is when Ian McShane figures out what happened.
Yeah.
Where's that?
He's walking down the street, and
Yes.
Oh yeah.
and it just for a 2nd,
Mhm.
and then
Well, isn't
Yeah.
that they also do a clever thing where when he's walking past the bathhouse, they light up the light.
Yeah.
the light
Yeah,
goes
It's
yeah.
when
in
the
bathhouse.
flashing sign freezes.
Yeah. Good
When
stuff.
there's a way, and there's always a fucking way. It's like,
Right.
No, I'm back to like I said. If you take everything away, the performances and the dialogue and the style, and you just look at the framework of the story, this is a story that we have all seen
oh, 1,000 times.
1,000 times.
I
Yeah.
disagree, but okay, keep going.
No, it's a. I mean,
It's a gangster heist movie.
The gangster is retired. They got.
It's a one more job kind of movie.
Yeah.
Into doing it. The end.
This is gonna be the last one.
The amount
Jay.
of style
Last
in
one.
this
I keep
film
trying to
works
get
for it.
out, and they keep pulling
Pulling
me
me back
back
in.
in.
But the
I'm
thing
just-
is,
this
the way
movie-
this film is
Yeah,
done,
but this one is not what
This
you
movie surrenders
expect.
to the style because the style is what I think that and the performance is elevated above.
Yep.
Right.
It's basically a pretty basic plot line.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
the difference between a superior filmmaker and a superior cast.
Dude
and
shows up-
superior
Dude shows up, yells at another guy to go do a job, and he does a job, and he lives happily ever after. It's like there's almost nothing to the story.
There's nothing to the story.
You're
Well, I
drawn
don't
in
think
by these
anybody has ever
amazing
said no to
performances,
Ben
and everybody's
Kingsley.
amazing. Ray Winstone, I thought,
So
Really?
good.
is
So
so
good.
good in
That
this
dude.
film.
He's
Yeah.
so good.
And so
He's so
vulnerable.
appealing. It's like I want him
Dude,
to
when
be
he's-
my friend, you know.
When he's in the kitchen though, where he can't
Oh,
even look at Dawn anymore. He's just standing there like
he's
this.
getting beaten
Oh no, no,
down.
no! Nobody will make eye contact in that kitchen
Oh,
scene.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
great.
Poor
Like-
guy's getting beaten down in the kitchen by this guy. And it's so awful to watch because you can't actually look him in the eye anymore.
He can't even look at him when he's
Yeah.
like, "You came here for Jackie." That's when he says that, but he can't even look at him.
Right,
He's
right.
like, ugh.
Yeah, but again, he properly diagnoses Ben Kingsley, and Don has to dip the fuck out at that
Well,
point.
I would argue that even if he didn't know that was true, he would
Oh,
throw that out. Just he
I
was
found
like
this- I
grasping
found
at
this-
straws, like
this-
anything
I
I
found
can
this
do
scene,
to
this-
fucking.
this scene.
Yeah, that's the scene.
Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah, yeah.
god, that was
Yeah.
awful to
Look at the
watch.
body language in there.
Oh
Yeah.
my god. It's like
And
like-
But
yeah,
again, I mean, like, are people genuinely terrified of this guy? Yes.
I think so.
Yes.
Yeah, because he has enough power.
he's
He knows he can make them all
unpredictable.
disappear, and it won't be a thing at all.
fair point.
Yeah,
Or
and
I
then
think-
they
I
make
think-
and then they make him disappear.
Well,
Yeah.
but again,
Which is a very which they think is going to be a very big thing. Turns out it's not. But
no, but I have a different angle. I think it's back to the boulder conversation. The boulder is chaos, right? Like,
Right.
nowhere comes the boulder puts a hole in my swimming pool. I think Don is chaos on two legs, and what I think rattles everybody around him is you literally don't know what the fuck he's going to do in the next second.
yeah, yeah.
And he's
But-
like,
But at the same time, he's just this little guy who's screaming at somebody. It's like
Yeah.
Call me
It's
a
like-
fucking
that's the
cab.
thing. It's like some guy showing up and yelling at someone for like a half an hour to do a job. It becomes hilarious after a while because it's like
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
you-
I'm sorry you've never known any short lunatics in your life, but if you know people who are like 5'6" and insane, you
insane.
know that the one thing that they will do is fight until they are dead.
oh my god.
Like,
You
I've had this
you
I've had
just
this
triggered me.
conversation.
Ted, you just triggered me. I had a boss who was 5'5" and was the biggest a-hole in the whole world who would never let any argument go. We'd fight till 5 a.m. about shit at work. Oh,
I have
absolutely right.
I've literally had this conversation with someone where I had to pull someone aside during an argument and say, I need you to understand something, which is if you're not willing to kill him, you don't want to get into this fight.
right.
So here's where I have to stick up for because I'm 5'8" and I feel this on a real level
Oh,
because we hate all of you.
you look 6'2" on the video.
and because it's not fair.
Uh,
And yes, we all have that complex. We walk around with a chip on our shoulder because we know that you guys can fuck us up, and so that's why we have to overcompensate for that.
you know
Except
what?
now, the scene
Garrett, that
Okay,
is very
Napoleon.
follows from the heart.
the scene that immediately follows the scene behind me is him going into the bedroom and punching Ray Winstone in the fucking face when he's asleep.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
After
That is the
after he pisses on the floor.
on the carpet.
That is
On the
what
carpet.
Oh, the
chaos.
bathroom.
Right.
That was a
Most
great
people-
scene too.
Well, who has
Oh.
carpet in their bathroom anyway?
Yeah, that's
why you
weird.
don't
That's
have
a level of
It's
violent
pretty
chaos
Ponzi,
that
isn't it?
most
Yeah.
people, even gangsters,
Ponzi.
have a hard time with.
Mm,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like
What's that-
the
what's that, Chris?
level of violent chaos the level of violent chaos in a microsecond that this guy generates.
Oh,
is
yeah.
is beyond most people's ability to deal with it.
Yeah,
Well,
Yeah.
and when he turns around to the guy and he's like, "You want me to cut your hands off and use them as an ashtray? How about
Yeah.
I just put this
Put it out
cigarette
in
out
your
in your eye?"
No,
Yeah.
we're good. We're good. We're good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Apparently, Ben Kingsley was so good at this that the other actors had a hard time delivering their lines.
I can
Yeah,
see that.
yeah.
I can see it.
I bet.
And
He said,
also-
what I read was he said all he did was just channel all of the bad things in his brain out.
All
And
right.
he felt great at the end of the day.
Also,
Sure.
But also,
Chris
he would
is-
have to go home and go to bed
Yeah.
because he was so fucking exhausted.
I'll
yeah,
bet.
yeah.
I'll
Chris, is this before or after Species?
Species was 90.
This is after. Yeah.
After.
After.
Weirdly
Five.
enough, He was very effective in that, and I can see that in the arc. It's
Listen,
like,
I think he's a national treasure. Like,
He is.
I like him in this. I like him in Species. I like him as the fucking guy in Iron Man 3.
I think
no
he's always,
doubt.
he's always great.
Yeah,
I just
he
think
is.
this
Yeah.
is his best role.
yeah.
Oh, this is it. I mean,
Winstone's
like,
He's
awesome.
great in Schindler's List. I mean, come on, he's great in everything.
This is our
Really
this is
good
this is our second Winstone film. We did Beowulf too.
I almost picked
Oh.
this and the Proposition. I still
right.
might pick Proposition later because I think he's fantastic in that. You guys haven't seen it. That's the one
Mm-mm.
that wrote the Western.
Mhm.
Really fucking good.
Yeah, I didn't like that one.
Winstone to me will always be Mr. Beaver in Chronicles of Narnia.
Mm.
Okay, I can see
I think
that.
this is where I first really saw Ray Winston, to be honest.
All right. Well,
Guys, no. Before we wrap up, this is Jonathan Glazer's first feature, and boy, did he make a splash!
wow,
Right?
yes, he did.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but you can see that it's fairly low budget.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, there's that underwater stuff, which I'm sure cost.
No, it was
Cost a lot, but-
was not that expensive.
I bet
It
they
wasn't
spilled
epic.
out a swimming pool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
I think
It's
Go ahead-
in
go
a
ahead, John.
swimming pool.
I
Go ahead, John.
just
They
want
filmed
to. I
it
just
in
want to sort of
Thailand.
bring that up because it's like the guy's had an amazing career. He's made some amazing movies since then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
None of
It's
them
like-
are like each other.
And none
yeah,
of them
he's a
are
real genre jumper.
Yeah, he is.
He
Yep.
announced his presence with authority in his film.
He's-
that's for
He
sure.
really
And
puts his
everyone's
stamp
in
on
it.
everything.
Yeah.
You know,
He
there's nothing
does.
generic about any. It seems like he picks each project very carefully.
Yeah.
He really knows how he wants to approach
Well,
it.
go-
He does it.
You're exactly right. And go look at how much time passes sometimes between his projects.
Oh my
Sometimes it's very long, sometimes it's not as long, but
No, between
this one in Birth was not
Under
that
the
long.
Skin, Under the Skin and the Nazi thing was like 9 years.
Yeah, it was
9
like 10
years.
years almost.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
and,
but
and-
he had
I'm
to
not
spend
the-
a lot of time building that house and putting the camera.
but like
I'm not the first to compare him to Kubrick, but I mean, it's an apt comparison. I think.
No, this is like
I don't think he makes.
this
I don't
is
think
like
he
the
makes
Killers
Scatman
and-
Crothers do 74 takes. of-
If
not
you're
in terms
Kubrick-
of his working style, but I'm
if you're
in
doing
terms of his
Kubrick-
output.
If you're doing Kubrick, this is the Killers, and Zone
Yeah.
of Interest is his 2001.
I would compare
Yes.
him, and we'll get
Yes.
to this in a second when we talk about who's
Under the Skin, Scott?
I put him in the Danny Boyle bucket.
Oh, you mean
Oh God!
No.
Don't put him in a bucket with. Don't put anybody in a
No.
bucket with
no
Danny Boyle.
buckets.
I like Danny Boyle.
No buckets, no-
I like Danny
think
Boyle too, but he's not Jonathan
good
Glazer,
job,
dude.
John.
No
He's not.
containers with Bale
Slumdog
and
Millionaire.
What's wrong
Come
with you?
on.
Yeah, come
All right,
on.
all right,
I
And
also,
this is-
sorry, I want to mention one other thing, which is the performance that Ben Kingsley reminded me of the most in this is Pete Postlethwaite in The Town.
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah,
Because
yeah, he's good.
There's
Absolutely.
just
That's a
that.
good movie.
There's just
even
as
even
that-
the physical
right,
resemblance.
there's that slightly unhinged background
Yeah.
to that character that just floats through that movie, and he's just a guy who
A weird Irish
Pete
florist
Postlethwaite is
who
just
runs
a great
everything.
actor.
Yeah, oh,
He's
Pete
amazing.
Postlethwaite is amazing.
Yeah.
But like it's the same idea of like that's what he would retire to. Like
Right.
Ben Kingsley's character would retire to be that guy who runs the flower shop and then occasionally decides to beat the fuck out of Matt Damon. Like
Yeah, like I'm glad. Is this our first Glazer film? I'm sure it is.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, there's only like 4 or 5. to
Yeah,
choose
there's only like
Yeah.
5, but like I'm glad John mentioned that because I feel like John and I have talked a little bit about this, but we share
There
the same
are 4.
we share the same.
fucking
We
movies.
Or
John and
movie.
I share the same affinity for Glazer's work. I think like as a
25%
whole.
of the way through.
He's
And
one
we-
of those directors where it doesn't matter what he makes. I'm going to go see it in the theater when it comes out.
Right. And he's always and one of his overlooked ones really that I watched last year again is Birth.
Oh, yeah.
I
still
own
haven't
own
seen
it. I
Somebody
own all
pick
of his
it.
movies, but I watched it again and it's so much better than you think and remember.
Somebody pick it because
and
I haven't seen it.
it's fucking great. And
You haven't seen it, Chris?
I've
very
not
special.
seen it. So somebody
Yeah.
pick it, please.
It's been on my short list forever.
Zone of Interest is one of the best movies I've ever seen.
Yep, same.
Yeah.
Like,
I would
like
Under the Skin.
Under the Skin is one of the best movies of the 21st century. Yeah,
Agreed.
Under
21st
the
century
Skin
ever.
was the
Best science fiction movie of the 21st century.
yeah, but Zone of Interest is like it goes off.
Well,
the
did you guys
charts.
see?
Like-
Did you
It
guys
does.
see that? Who did it? The New York Times, I think, just released a list of what they thought
Yeah.
was the 100 best movies.
Yeah,
Both,
well,
No.
both of those movies
No.
are on there. Under the Skin
Yeah.
is on there, and Zone of Interest is on
That's
there.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, well, I'm back. What do you
Jim?
think? Is it the thumbs time?
We
Or
hear from
Jim?
Jim.
Jim's being real quiet.
Jim.
Yeah, I've seen it a bunch. I used to own it on VHS
Oh,
back
wow.
in the day. Anyway, it's a fun movie, and I like that Ben Kingsley is nearly incomprehensible at the beginning.
Oh,
and you get used to it.
Subtitles on
How-
immediately.
Titles on.
See, I don't do that. I just love to. How's Malcolm? I don't know. He's all right. You have to ask him. Don't you ask Malcolm? Don't you have to ask him? Just the fucking.
My only real problem with this movie is that Ben Kingsley's out of it halfway
Right.
through.
Except
Like-
for very brief flashbacks.
More Ben
Right.
Kingsley.
Yeah.
Also,
Right.
the Spanish kid is amazing. What a great character.
Yeah.
Carlos.
Good little character.
Yeah.
This
All right,
is-
that's
yeah.
it. It's
All right,
thumbs. It's
fucking-
thumbs time.
I mean, God,
Big,
I love it.
big.
I love it.
Yeah.
This is
Big
this
thumbs.
is entirely because we don't get enough Ben Kingsley.
Right, yeah.
That's it.
Big,
I'm
big.
actually just a little
big
bit off
score.
because I thought the hit was better, but almost 100% up. Almost.
Okay.
Well, what a great
They are
Chris.
different
Chris, good
movies.
job.
No, I thought
Nice
Nice
good
picks.
double
Nice
bill.
picks.
Good picks. Good
British
picks.
gangster movies in
It was a
Spain.
good-
I
yeah.
didn't put them together before. Great job.
Right?